Last week, we discussed impermanent loss, the major flaw to decentralized exchange liquidity provision. Impermanent loss occurs when there is a divergence in the price of the two assets you're providing liquidity for, whether that is them going up in value or down in value. This can lead to devastating losses. However, Cyberfi aims to automate LP management so that providing liquidity can be done without major headaches and sleepless nights. Having this type of automation would mean more liquidity for decentralized exchanges, as we, the suppliers of liquidity, could protect ourselves from impermanent loss. Now check my video in the description down below on impermanent loss to get your head around exactly what it is, but we will take a look at the Cyberfi answer to this problem today. Also, Cyberfi are bringing out a launchpad as well called Samurai, and this again requires our update in today's video. And we're going for 15,000 subscribers on the channel right now, so make sure you smash that subscribe button if you get value from today's content. So Cyberfi, ticker CFI, is only $17.64 right now, and I do have a feeling this is still an undervalued project with a market cap of around $26 million. Of course, a bit of a red day today, but as you can see from the price chart, we entered this one around mid-January. The price was around $4.50 when I purchased my first CFI and originally covered it on the channel. And we've had the major next leg up. We got up to a peak price of around $25, $26 at one stage here. And we're looking again to consolidate here in the high teen area. But is this done? Is this as far as CFI is going to go? I don't think so, and a lot of you guys don't think so as well. I've had quite a few people reaching out and saying, can this do another 10x? And the answer in short is, of course it can in a bull run, and when it's trying to solve a fundamental problem such as impermanent loss management, and the fact they are having their own launch pads as well. So two very big areas of great interest in the market right now. A 10x from here would put the market cap at around $260 million. So you have to ask yourself the question, is impermanent loss a $260 million issue? And I think the answer would be yes to that. However, there's no guarantees in crypto. I am in this one since $4.50, but I still am very bullish on the price action of CFI. So let's dive into what they're doing. So CFI, this is their main website, cyberfi.tech. They're essentially trying to automate many of the processes that are highly manual in DeFi today. It's hard to set limit orders. It's hard to take your profits off the table when they hit certain prices. It's hard to manage your LP positions, and you may find you're staying up late at night just monitoring the situation, hoping that impermanent loss doesn't come in, and you would essentially maybe wake up to $0 in your wallet in the morning if there is a major price dump. So the tools that they're trying to build out are going to help enhance the DeFi experience and make it a lot more user-friendly. But also at the same time, this will just drive more liquidity to the markets if people have some sort of protection behind them. So on here on the website, you can check out the beta of this right now. We'll jump into that. So what you can do is set liquidity orders, so you can manage your LP tokens directly from here. Essentially, this taps into like the back end, the code of say Uniswap. So you don't have to use the front end exchange itself to actually go about doing this. You can just pop in your parameters into the Cyberfi UI here, and then have these execute once the parameters are met. So for example, you would select your LP token. So we're going to say it's DAI versus wrapped ETH. You'd have to approve that, of course, and have your wallet synced up to the website. So we have the option to either remove liquidity or add liquidity. If I press add liquidity, the options change because this is trying to select the parameters at which you will enter the market and provide liquidity. But if we go to remove liquidity, we have automatic unstake. So we are unstaking from the LP pool with this option. Sell one of your assets. So this then lets you select the asset that you want to sell into. So if we got DAI and wrapped ETH, we have three options here. We can sell back to Ethereum, to the wrapped ETH, or to DAI directly. You can then set a limit price for exiting that market and entering into wrapped ETH in this scenario, and choose the price from using the up and down arrows here. You can set your gas limit, and essentially you sign this and then you press the yellow bar down here, which creates the order. In this way, you are then protecting yourself against massive divergence between DAI and wrapped ETH. and exiting the market before impermanent loss devastates your portfolio. You can also create token orders directly from here as well, which will enable you to sell or buy assets at certain price levels, again filling out the form and then pressing create order, and then Cyberfi will place the order onto the order book once the parameter is met. So choose the token you want to buy or sell, set a limit order. When the price reaches the price trigger, an order will be automatically placed on Uniswap. And then if you want to actually use these facilities and use this functionality, you must own 100 CFI tokens, which is a good deal as many people are providing liquidity with tens of thousands of dollars. 100 tokens at this point in time is roughly $1,700. There is a very limited supply of CFI tokens as well. So I can see this really taking a lot of tokens off of the open market, which is going to be bullish for price of this token long term. Well, who will actually be interested in using this? Of course, liquidity providers like ourselves, individuals, retail, but also projects as well. And they've had a list of integrations, the likes of Unilend, and this one as well with YOP. And YOP is the yield optimization platform. And this is an application, a mobile application that allows you to generate a yield through DeFi. And they've recently partnered with Cyberfi, which shows you that there is great interest on a project to project basis to use these products. So this partnership has two consequences. The first is due to the fact that Cyberfi actually allows for this automation processes to occur, YOP is going to integrate some of this Cyberfi tech for the automatic LP management tools, because this will create an additional layer of risk management for YOP, where this automation can then be integrated into their strategies. So this will actually improve the YOP platform and services that it can provide, and provide some safety features for them. And on the flip side, this integration has some nice consequences for Cyberfi. So it says by late Q1, early Q2, we will venture into yield automation with YOP, and we will be offering our own yield strategies as well as vaults powered by YOP. So this will lead us to a better experience and more opportunities for Cyberfi users and a larger volume for YOP. So you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. This is a beneficial partnership that goes both ways. And this is really interesting because YOP is an up and coming DeFi platform, and so is Cyberfi, and it's nice to see the synergy between the two. But the list of partners with Cyberfi doesn't stop there. We've got Polygon, Ferrum, MoDeFi, Chainlink, YOP, TrustSwap, Elrond, Unilend, Bird Money, Dex Tools, just as a bit of a flavor here, with more being announced as we go on. So this is definitely a project and protocol that is going to be utilized by many, and this is very good to see from an investment standpoint. Then most recently, we've had the announcement that there is a new platform called Samurai, and Samurai comes under Cyberfi. There is only the one token model, so CFI gets you all the benefits of your automation, but also to get involved with these DeFi launchpads. So they introduced Samurai at the start of March, and it's almost ready to go, with the first IDO taking place later this week. So they call it a full suite decentralized cross-chain crowdfunding launchpad and stakepad built for the evolution of DeFi. And this is going to be a cross-chain thing as well. So CFI are not limiting themselves to Ethereum. They're cross-chain. They're going for Binance Smart Chain. They're going for Tron. They're going for Polkadot. They've listed a few different blockchains that they want to be interoperating with, which is a very positive thing. So the main benefit of having the Launchpad is the fact that you can launch projects and then get them to integrate with the various offerings that you have with automation, but also the staking concept that they're rolling out called the Stakepad. We'll look at that in just a second. But they say that they strongly feel that this will open up doors for Cyberfi to grow its existing partners and community network, pushing the boundaries further on our mission to become a top-tier ecosystem. And I was thinking, how are they going to actually go about bringing the best in the business on board with their launchpads? And this is because the CEO is actually one of the co-founders of Magnus Capital. So Magnus Capital is a VC fund in the crypto area, and as you can see, they are partnered or have invested in a lot of these different cryptos, some of them up and coming, and some of them are recent partners with CFI, so no real shock there, but you will see a lot of familiar names here. TrustSwap, their CEO Jeff is also an advisor for CFI. The Zio Network co-founder Austin is also an advisor for CFI. So you can see the links within here, and also you can start to think about some of the potential partnerships that these projects could have with CFI and beyond here. So I think we're going to see a lot more announcements coming up in terms of Launchpad events and the stake pads that they're going to be offering as well. So a Launchpad is pretty much self-explanatory. The fact that Jeff from TrustSwap is an advisor here, you can see that the Launchpads that TrustSwap have been doing quite well with are going to be emulated here on Cyberfi. So you would have a platform that looks like this, where you can see the participation amounts. You've got links to all of the project information and data. And then we have all the token information, the starting market cap, the price per token, all of that good stuff in here. So I think the Launchpads will be nice and sleek on here because they've got Jeff on board, and TrustSwap have already done this and done this well. So Launchpad as a service, this is going to mean that new tokens that want to launch can generate interest through CFI and actually benefit from using both the Launchpad and the Stakepad. The Launchpad gives you custom staking services, partner integration networks, marketing and influencer networks, cross-marketing via the Samurai partners, cross-chain and layer 2 support, an investor network, auditing and security, incubation, streamlining, that Stakepad as mentioned, and token locks for team, vested and liquidity, much like we see on the TrustSwap Launchpads. And then again, we can see kind of the flow of how this will look as well. And then if we keep going down, we have the Stakepad as a service. So the Samurai Stakepad allows for custom tailored staking events without the technical knowledge or development of code. So it gives them a utility and a bit of buzz from the get-go. And this, in my mind, reminds me of PancakeSwap that launched new tokens through their IFO and then put them on the Syrup staking pools, where you can then go and mine those tokens. So this is going to be similar to what I envisage this to look like. So streamlining the staking experience for a project and startup, Samurai Stakepad is designed with the project and user in mind. So the features of this, you get your token staking, you get liquidity pool staking, you get private staking pools, marketing networks, partner networks, investor connections, and cross-chain integrations. And the Stakepad can be used to offer liquidity mining rewards, increase TVL, decrease sell pressure, lock up a portion of the circulating supply, and offer incentives to its community. So as soon as you launch, just like PancakeSwap, you would then go into the staking area, and then there's an incentive for users to get involved, and it just generates a nice hype around the project. So I think this is a really clever strategy to go down. And you can see a bit of the UI here on the Medium article. I'll leave a link to it down below. So what do you need to hold in order to get involved with their Launchpads on Samurai? Well, short and simple, around $1,000 worth of tokens. And this can be made up through either staking at least 50 CFI in their staking pool on their website. We'll jump in a second over to there, or staking 5 CFI to ETH LP tokens. Again, around $1,000 valuation at this time. So if you do that, you are then eligible to participate in a lottery-based system. It says around 400 to 500 users will then be chosen to go in a first come, first serve pool on the launch day. And then down the line, they talk about a second iteration of Samurai, where after the first round of these new projects go through, they're going to try to go to a tiered system where you could have a guaranteed allocation. Maybe if you're holding, say, 400, 500 CFI, I'm just making those up off the top of my head, no official announcement on those numbers as yet, and have other lottery-based pools on a first-come, first-served basis. Again, offering different tiers and different strategies for the Launchpads and developing that as they go. On Samurai, the journey of the project will continue after it has launched, as it then goes to the Stakepad, where CFI utility kicks in. A user who holds CFI also gets additional rewards. and projects will have staking pools open for them straight after launch, providing utility seconds after their listing. And we also have a number of features tying in the Launchpad and the Stakepad. So it seems like the CFI token will have almost an efficiency reward for you holding it in your wallet so that you can get more tokens and more benefits on Stakepad. So this will be coming down the line. So no timeline on this as just yet, but it's very interesting to see the developments and where they're heading with all of this. And then just to cap off as well, there will be access to NFTs via Samurai. And this makes me think that potentially Swappable from the TrustSwap team will be an integration to actually leverage these NFTs, but we'll wait and see with that. Let's have a little look at how you can stake your CFI or stake your LP tokens so that you're eligible for these initial DEX offerings. So on the main website, just click the word stake and then you get yourself over to here. So there's two different types of staking. You can simply just stake CFI. So you need to unlock your wallet, press select on this one, and then deposit at least 50 CFI tokens. Now these will be locked for a set period of time. April the 2nd is the actual date at which you can get your tokens back. They have what they call staking eras, where there are set periods of time. So this one, for example, was 60 days from February the 1st to April the 2nd, where if you locked your tokens in here and staked them, you're getting rewards. You're also going to get access to the IDO, but you can't get your tokens out until this date. And I think this is a very clever thing to do because it really gamifies people putting their tokens in here, locking them up for a long period of time. We've seen that the circulating supply of CFI is very low, and this means we're going to almost certainly get a bit of a supply shock on the market as more tokens go in here, and this is kind of a one-way ticket until the April 2nd deadline. So I really like the utility behind this and how they've been able to push people towards locking in their stakes for a set time frame. And then if you get the LP token, you can deposit it in here. Again, you can't get this out until April the 2nd, but essentially you would need 5 LP tokens minimum and to stake them in this pool. So two pretty killer applications come in here. We've got the beta of that impermanent loss protection through those LP token additions and removals. And then we've got the Launchpad and Stakepad 2-in-1 combination utility for new projects that come and set up using CFI, and also great utility for us as users of the CFI platform and the ability to get some tokens through staking rewards after they've launched. So even if you missed out on the IDO, there's going to be a chance to get them through the stake pads. And as I mentioned, this actually starts this week. I believe it is on the 19th of March is the first IDO. And it'll be good to catch up with this at a later date to see how things develop as everything is actually live and rolled out. So stay tuned as we will come back and recover CFI at a later date. Now, if you want additional access to the channel, come and check out my Patreon account and check out the tiers listed here. We've got 3 tiers, affordable for absolutely everybody, and I'm putting out 2 videos per month over on Patreon. And if you want to get access to a private Discord community as well, you will need to select this middle tier. And if you want to become a premium sponsor, check the Chad premium sponsor tier on the far right. But that's all for today's video, folks. Thank you for watching. Let's get us up to 15,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.